Hi there, folks. My name is Darren Sutton, and this is our first Perfect Game update in the year 2023. And what is a usually quiet holiday season, at the very tail end, things got very, very loud. Let's do this, and let's start with some numbers. On the very first day of 2023, the number one player in the 2025 class reclassified to a 2024. I should tell you more beyond the numbers. His name is Noah Franco. He's out of Downey, California. He's a gifted left-handed pitcher and a talented two-way player with a bat in his hands as well. He's at IMG Academy, and he initially jumped right inside the top 10 of the rankings in his new class, the class of 2024. As part of this update, we look back to when we were taking a peek at the 2025 class. The great writer, the great scout, Jheremy Brown, takes a look in his scouting report of Noah Franco.
He's a special talent. He's listed as an outfielder. He's just as talented on the mound. I wouldn't doubt, even as a primary left-handed pitcher, he'd still be number one, still lead the class rankings. But when you look at the body, the long 6'3", broad shoulders, everything you want physically, and then he knows how to utilize that body, the strength, the swing, everything you want. And not to mention, he's also up to 91 on the mound from the left side. So flip a coin where he ends up, but right now he looks like a premier prospect in the 2025 class.
And Noah spends time with us now. Hey, Noah, happy holidays now, happy new year. You were busy during the holidays making that decision. You're back at school at IMG. Thanks for spending time with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me here.
I'd love to know the details in the background as much as you're comfortable sharing on how one arrives at what is a very big decision. When you jump a full year in high school, the academics alone are tough. You did it for baseball reasons too. How did you arrive? Who helped you arrive at this decision?
So basically it was just like discussions with me, my family, and my advisor. It was just like over time, just talking about it, just picking different words. And then we just came to the conclusion that reclassifying will give me the best opportunity to get to the next level, either with going to Mississippi State, because that would be very important to me. And then just the main thing was just the quickest way to get to the next level.
So it's interesting because I think it sounds easy to say for outsiders. I said it initially. Well, he'll be a little bit older in his draft year at 19, so that makes sense. That's so easy to say, Noah, from this chair. But my friend, I couldn't have made up a full year of academics. No way, no how when I was your age. So talk to me about the academic piece, how challenging that is and how challenging it's going to be.
It was really just taking the courses, really. Pretty much just taking it over the summer. So I was able to take courses over the summer, and then I have to do the same thing this summer. But other than that, I'm really caught up on my credits. So I'll be able to just continue as if I was a sophomore and finish out the year the same way.
It's so funny because you're playing for the Canes national team while taking classes during the summer. Dude, that sounds like a crazy summer. Not just academics, but playing at a national level. I saw you at the 15U World Series. You balled both sides of the baseball, and at the 15U WWBA. How did you put that time together with books, bus rides, plane rides? Was it challenging to do all that work remotely?
Oh, it was 100% very challenging because we would go travel, and then we'd have a practice the day before the whole tournament would start. So I would really just try to get as much work in as I can when I get back to my hotel room, and just try to get caught up, even try to get ahead. And then with labs, when I was gone, wait for me to get home, so finish around that, so that when I get home, all I have is labs, and I'm done with the course.
It was an outing at Jupiter, Florida at the World Wood Bat Association World Championship. You and I spoke the next day after your outing. Man, you were good. And you really, after like the first third of the order through, you really locked in. And you look so strong. You look like you belonged. Did that help kind of cement your decision, that outing? By the way, those were all seniors that you were dealing with, and a 3-2 sticks team that was really good. Did that kind of help cement your decision, that outing?
100%, because personally, I want to put myself in an environment where I have to compete more. I just want to take it to that next part. And with going to Jupiter, playing with the older kids, it really showed me that I could belong.
Oh yeah, you belonged. You definitely look like you belonged. Help us. We heard Jheremy Brown scout you up, and he did a great job. He's watched you since the Select Fest and before, but scout us up, the balance there, the hitter, the pitcher. You're tall, you're lanky, there's so much athleticism, but if we had never seen you play before, give us just a brief scouting report of yourself, how you've evolved on both sides of the baseball.
Evolving on both sides. So really been working on both sides, not really just focusing on one, just making sure both stay open, to keep it in my arsenal to do both, whichever way leads. Um, so personally, I've never really like picked one. I've always kept the two since day one till today.
So tell me some of the moving parts, mechanics of your swing that matter to you when you hit and you're hitting effectively. Just give me a few tips.
Um, my main thing is loading early. When I load early, I'm basically will be on time every single time. And then another thing is like I'm more like of a op like gap to gap, but then when I get a hold of one, then I could put it a long way.
And then pitching. How have you evolved pitch-wise, whether it be your mindset, mechanically, pitch usage and selection? How have you evolved as a pitcher? Just give us a quick update.
Well, when you come to a school like IMG Academy, they'll help you with. That's really helped me with my pitching side, because here you could just go talk to them, work with them whenever you want, and doing that, we also have the mental side of it with the mental classes we do during like in between practice stuff. So they just help me think of different ways to approach situations. So with that, it really helped me a lot. Showed a lot of improvement. And then just mechanical wise, I'm also just like a self coach really with pitching, and then I'll just ask for these coaches' opinions, see what they're thinking, what they're not, and then just work on from there.
Fellow Cali kid Derek Curiel now sees you in his class, and you join him in the rankings. You also have Connor Griffin, who's a little bit like you. He reclassified. He's a two-way guy. He doesn't want to give up either side of the baseball. How proud are you of this class now to be a part of the top 10 in this class as you jumped up?
Well, I mean, it's really an honor to be able to just go from one class and go to the next class being in the top 10. Just like really, you gotta thank God for that actually opportunity for letting me be in this really.
And so we're going to see you at the high school showdown. We're looking forward to that. You've got to be really excited to get out there and start playing. I know you guys are ramping up. You have the weather that you can ramp up. What do the next few weeks look like for you? Give us the kind of the IMG behind the scenes.
Really until we have our first preseason stuff starting like early February. This whole month is just gonna be a grind of just practicing, getting all the plays down. It's repetitive work, but in the long run, this is really just gonna help us to a chance of winning the national championship.
Congratulations on this big decision. I'm sure Sal and Claudia were right there with you, arm in arm, your parents. We've loved getting to know them. But congratulations, and thanks for giving us some insights, my friend. We're excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Love connecting with Noah. Hard to believe this man's got a couple years left of high school. So savvy in the way he explained his decision. And by the way, if you're passionate about the prep baseball space, Perfect Games High School Showdown, Hoover, Alabama. The very first weekend of March, we will have you covered with all sorts of unique coverage, behind-the-scenes features. We'll be live streaming games as well from that beautiful ballpark that also hosts the SEC Championship, the Hoover Met. Until then, we've always got you covered 24/7. Amateur baseball and occasionally softball. Thanks for finding us on Perfect Game TV. That puts a bow on this update.